In the current beta, Mojang made it so that wardens do not spawn inside of water, but we can still use bubble columns inside of powder snow to make them spawn in here. And I don't really understand how this works because they don't spawn in bubble columns or in powder snow, but they do spawn in there together. Even though this was a huge nerf and broke all the previous warden farms that used bubble columns, they still really buffed the warden farms, because now if we have a warden 24 blocks away, then the shrieker can still activate, and previously it needed to be 48 blocks away, which meant that there wasn't really enough room in most ancient cities for warden farm like the one I'm showcasing. Now, to understand why this farm gets the maximum possible rates it can, we need to understand how the Shrieker works. And to spawn the warden, the Shrieker needs to activate 4 times, and then the warden spawns. But then every other time after that, it only needs to spawn, shriek once for the warden to spawn, as long as it has enough spawning area to spawn a warden. And the shrieker has a 10-second cooldown before it can shriek, so if it shrieks once, then it won't shriek again until 10 seconds pass. And the skulk sensor can activate it, and if you're standing on the skulk sensor, then it sends a signal to the shrieker every 2 seconds. Once the shrieker starts shrieking, it will shriek for 4.5 seconds, and after it finishes, then the warden will try to spawn. And if you have an observer detecting it, then that is the time when the shrieker will give off a pulse to the observer as well. And now here we have a real shrieker. As you can see, with the texture it's different, and this shrieker will spawn a warden when it shrieks now. And as you can see, the warden takes a very long time to spawn, and the spawning animation is 6.7 seconds long, during which the warden cannot be damaged. So yeah, you can't kill it right as it's spawning or anything like that, but the cool thing is that it can be moved by water during this animation, so you can push it off a platform while it's spawning. And this is the farm right here. We AFK on top of the skulk sensor, and the skulk sensor sends a signal down to the shrieker we have below the platform. And once the shrieker activates, and 4.5 seconds after that, the warden starts spawning, and then the warden falls down 27 blocks, 28 blocks here, because it's in water, so we don't want it bobbing up and affecting the farm. As you can see, the warden just fell down, and now it's outside the check of the skull catalyst above, and the Tyrant killer isn't working. I'll have to relog to fix it, and it should be working now. So let's take a look at the circuitry around the Shrieker. And once we activate the skulk sensor, it will cause the shrieker to shriek, and then this observer detects it once, powers a dropper above it, and then around 10 to 18 repeaters later, the second observer detects it. Now these repeaters can be fewer, but I made the circuitry before, so I don't care. And they power this dispenser, which floods the entire platform, and the warden falls down. And after the shrieking ends, we have 5.5 seconds to clear the spawning platform, and the warden needs to move a maximum of 5.4 blocks, which can be done in 3.8 seconds. So we have enough time for the warden to move out of the check range of the shrieker every time, even if it spawns in the center. And about the Tyrant killer, the wardens are actually smaller than iron golems, so we can't have these Tyrant killers in the center, as we would need 4 tridents anyway. Or if you're using like a 2x2 TK, then they would need a lot more tridents as well, because wardens have a lot of health. But eh, if we use 4 trident killers in the corner, then we can easily keep up with the wardens. And also these trident killers kill the warden in around 12.4 seconds. As I said earlier, the Shrieker only activates once every 10 seconds. So even if we uh, cleared the spawn platform faster, it wouldn't affect the rates of the farm at all. So it's pretty much maxed out when it comes to the kill time. But as you can see, the spawning range isn't maxed out, and the spawning range of the warden is 11 by 11 blocks, but this farm has 24 of the blocks cut out from the corner. And you might think that that will affect the rates, but it really doesn't, because the spawning algorithm for the wardens is similar to that of iron golems. But the difference is that iron golems only try spawning 10 times while the warden tries to spawn 20 times. So it's much more likely to be successful at spawning even in a smaller platform. And with a platform this size, the spawn attempt will be successful 99.99999% of the time. There are probably more 9s in there, but my calculator just stopped showing them. I would like to thank Not Seggie for giving me the idea to use a dispenser to flush off the wardens. And if they nerf the warden farms again by increasing their check size to back to 48 or something, then I have a different warden farm that's much slower, but it's a lot smaller as well. So if they change something to the wardens again, then I'll probably release another warden farm.